Hello everybody and welcome. Today with us we have two very special guests who will be sharing a little bit about their lives. Allow me to introduce our first guest, Paul. Paul, tell me a little bit about yourself.
As you can see, my life is lavish and well-funded. I've lived the high life for as long as I can remember. I live in New York at the Waldorf. You've heard of it, of course. Of course you have. I eat at high-end restaurants and frequent plays all the time. I have many stories with my good friends from the stage.
Come on, Paul, tell me your real story.
Alright, fine. I live in a suburban neighborhood in Pittsburgh. I hate that life and everything about it, especially the street I live on. Cordelia Street, oh god. Just the thought of it makes me nauseous with their boring homes and their boring families and their boring lives. At least at the theater I felt at home, you know? Oh, I was great friends with all the actors and actresses. Charlie Edwards and I were nearly inseparable, you know? That wasn't until I was banished from that place I call home. Curse my father and that scum that teaches at that high school. It's all their fault.
What happened next? From what I see, you seem to be doing pretty well for yourself.
Well, my father made me get a job at Denny and Carson's. I stole $1,000 from them and caught a train in New York City that night. In 1 week, I felt truly alive. I was able to live my life and do what I wanted when I wanted. I even found myself a companion to show me the nightlife here. He was a freshman at Yale. Nothing but the best for me, though it didn't end on the best of terms.
Other than your friend Charlie, it doesn't seem like you have any close relationships. You never mentioned a significant other, though you seem to have an interesting night with this Yale student.
Yes, well, we took on that night and did not return until the next morning at around 7 a.m. I won't go into details, but I was quite fond of him. As for my other romantic interests, there was the star soprano from Carnegie Hall, back in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure if what I felt was attraction or envy, but after a show one night I followed her back to her hotel and dreamed of living her life of luxury.
So, what I've gathered so far is that you dream of a high-class life where you can do whatever you want. You despise your hometown and everyone in it. You feel like they're beneath you. All this time, you never had a lasting, meaningful relationship, and the only place you felt like home is with the actors and actresses living the dream life. You will do whatever it takes to get the life you want. My question, though, is how do you think this will end?
Oh, I know I'll be found out eventually. I purchased a gun just for that reason. I refuse to go back to that life of mediocrity.
So, you intend on killing yourself?
That's the only way I can ensure I end exactly how I want to, living the life with everything I could ever want.
It seems to me like you need someone to be close to you and support you. You don't have a good relationship with your father, and you haven't said anything about your mother. If I told you there are places you could go where there are other people like you who would accept you for who you are, would you go?
I had something like that back at the theater, though I found out later that none of them were actually my friends. I may give a place like that a chance. If I could find someone I deem good enough to share my life with, continuing to live may not be such a burden. Though I would never return to those boring slums, I may yet find a reason to live, if these safe places are as good as you say they are.
I believe you will find someone, Paul. Thank you for sharing your story. Our next guest is Alex. Welcome, Alex. Would you like to start off by telling us a little bit about your life?
My life begins simply, then becomes complicated. My father died when I was very young. It wasn't what I expected. I felt nothing. Many people were crying, as was I, but not for the reasons you'd expect. I cried out of anger. Who were these people who hadn't lost a father to be crying out of sorrow? I loved my father more than
More than what?
I got lost in thought. Apologies. I moved to New York at 19 to become an artist. I believe to be an artist, am I an artist if I'm not known? Of course I am. I became a creature of the night. I had many friends, Llangston, Renee and Borgia, Zora and Clement, and Miguel. It was one of those nights that I met Adrian, Beauty. We walked music towards the stars, and our music mingled. It didn't take long for me to fall in love.
You seem to have made a good life for yourself despite the loss of your father. How does your mother feel?
Mother does not understand me. I pity her. She compares me, judges me against my brother, who is 3 years younger, but already has the makings of a successful. She comments on my dress and lifestyle. I'm content to lay and smoke and meet friends at night. She told me once she doesn't believe in me. It's hard to believe in oneself after that.
I am so sorry. That must be a hard thing to hear from your mother. But you seem to have plenty of people to bring you back up. Is there anyone else in your life who helps?
There is Melba. She is my first love. So perfect. Her and Beauty are such compliments, and they compliment me, support me.
So you are with both Beauty and Melba?
Yes, one can love two at the same time.
Fair enough. From what you tell me, you have plenty of people who love and care for you. They're there for you when you need them the most, such as when your mother brought you down. It's always a good feeling to know you can rely on someone and be close to them. Not everyone has people like that. And some people are shamed for what you were so proud of with Beauty and Melba. What are your thoughts on that?
No one should feel embarrassed for who they love. I had concerns when I realized my love for both. I couldn't even believe I actually dared to think it. I wanted them to know each other, but never know of my love for the other. What those who are ashamed of love or anything should do is surround themselves with good people, friends, loved ones, a decent book. Do not let the words of others get you down.
A decent book? I like that. So, your experiences in life, the ups and downs, have taught you to always have something good to fall back on, whether it be a person or just something that makes you happy. I feel like that's a really good message to send.
Thank you. Not everyone can find someone to love. I always had my friends, Wilde, Freud, Boccaccio, and Schneisler. Reading them helped the discouraging feelings pass.
Thank you, Alex, for your story and your words of wisdom. I really hope that someone out there is listening and that this helps get them through their hard times. Thank you. The characters from this piece came from Paul's Case, A Stuttering Temperament by Willa Cather, and Smoke, Lilies, and Jade by Bruce Nugent. They're awesome. Go read them. But I'd also like to thank my friends who helped me make this and play the characters and put up with my constant nagging to get footage.